Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, Grape fam. Welcome to another weekly update video. I hope that you're all very excited for all the things that are coming in Grape Finance. First up is the price of grape. Grape's price is sitting at $0.34 and it has been here for quite some time. Last time we hit $0.34, we went all the way back to $0.5. So, do you all think grape will do this again? Another thing I wanted to talk about is circulating supply of grape. Now, before all the utilities like the winemaker game, the casinos, etc., the circulating supply of grape was sitting close to 5.1 million tokens. But due to all the burns and utilities, the circulating supply has right now reduced and is sitting at 4.6 million tokens. This is very bullish if you ask me. With the PEG campaign soon to start, we can see the supply going even low than this. The goal of the PEG campaign is not to pump the price of grape to PEG, but rather the goal of PEG campaign is to match the supply with the current demand. Okay, let's check out the wine token for a minute. The price of wine is sitting at $25 and it did hit another all-time low. Now this might be because of panic and fear in the market and also because that the winery is not printing grape tokens. But we do have another use case for wine now, and that is the wine press. So for those people whose wine tokens is sitting in their wallet or in the winery, use those wine in the wine press and earn a decent APR of close to 1% a day. That is almost as good as the winery. Let's also look at the circulating supply of wine. Wine has a total supply of close to 50,000 tokens, and right now 32,000 tokens have already been emitted. So you can see more than 50% of the supply has already been emitted by the farms. So you must be thinking, what are other utilities planned for the wine token? Well, we are going to have a wine pool which will pay out in blue chips or possibly stable coins. Now, how will the pool do that, you would ask? Well, the Grape Finance has recently been using its treasury to generate yield. Those yield will be given back to wine token holders. So if you ask me, wine token is sitting at a bargain price right now. That is it for grape and wine. Next up is the wine press. Total deposits in wine press is sitting at 11,364 wine meme LP tokens. Now you would notice something different here. It is the UI. Props to Taz for updating the UI of wine press. It looks much more slicker now and looks good in the dark mode. The wine press balance has been growing consistently week on week, and it hasn't showed any signs of slowing down. I want to share a fact with you. Almost 35% of wine meme LP tokens are locked in the wine press. So that is all the liquidity for wine that is locked, and also that is a lot of wine that is off the market. So wine press should play a very vital role in building liquidity for wine meme in the future. Time to check our favorite NFT collection, that is the winery collection. The floor price of the winery collection is sitting at 3.45 AVX with a total listed count of 76. Again, the floor has fell compared to the last week. This is because there has been no recent airdrops given the PEG health. But that should improve soon, because soon after the launch of Vinium, you would be able to collateralize your winery collection NFTs and borrow against those. The exact mechanics are yet to be decided. Next up is the Witness NFT collection. The floor of the Witness is sitting at 1.74 AVX with a total listed count of 53. Again, we saw that the floor has been sitting pretty stable between 1.5 AVX and 1.9 AVX. Similarly, the price of the vintage token is also stable at $0.003. More updates with Witness will come soon. The minting for the Witness haven't been announced yet, but we should expect something soon from LB. There has been no major updates with the winemaker game other than the Brewmaster that was created by our MVG Crypto Neo. Use this if you need some extra information regarding the winemaker game. There's also a calculator included. Besides this, we also saw the launch of Grape Flip, which is essentially a coin flip game by Phantom House. You need a minimum of 25 grapes to play this coin flip. If you wish to play with meme, you can also do so. So thank you Phantom House for creating this game. Okay, now last but not least, Grape version 2 has finally launched that has an individual variable APR depending on how much you compound and claim. Now few people has asked that even though they compound, their APR didn't go up. We need to remember that the APR to go up, we also need the total TVL to also go up. So this doesn't mean that you don't have to compound your nodes. Compounding your nodes right now will set you very comfortable for the future of Grape Finance. And the future of Grape Finance is looking bright. Only Grape nodes have been migrated to version 2. The Grape Meme Sopsicle nodes and the Grape Orals nodes will be migrated soon. That is it for the weekly update. Let's talk about what was discussed in the AMA. First up, there were a few questions regarding the pack campaign. The phase 2 of the pack campaign has already launched with the version 2 node migration. The next step would be the launch of XGrape. Don't worry, I'll discuss about it in a few minutes. Additionally, I also recommend you check the Grape Media channel in the Grape server. That is it for the pack campaign. Let's move on to a hot topic, that is Vinium. Now remember, I talked about XGrape. So the documentation of XGrape has finally been out. You can check out the documentation for XGrape here. Now, the thing to remember is that you would be able to use XGrape as collateral in Vinium. LB also discussed an airdrop from Vinium for grape and wine holders. So make sure that you have both sitting in your wallet, or at least staked. The revenue that Vinium generates will be distributed among the wine holders that will stake in the wine pool. The rewards would be paid out in blue chips and possibly stables. So if you ask me, wine is pretty undervalued right now. Because the wine token will have revenue sharing from the Vinium and also the revenue that will be generated by treasury. Moving to version 2 nodes again, some info was shared by LB in the AMA regarding the version 2. It was mentioned that compounding gives you an allocation bonus and claim gives you an allocation penalty. That penalty is in the way of 10% tax below peg. The nodes now have an upgradable contract, so this means that we won't have to migrate again and again if an update is launched. Now, there might be chances that the nodes in the future may be revenue based rather than inflation based. Also, the max ROI has been reduced to 300% compared to 500% in the version 1 nodes. This will help with the sustainability of the pool. Some more info regarding the XGrape was shared by LB in the previous AMA. LB mentioned that the price of grape will be in Grape Meme LP tokens. So the value of XGrape will depend on the value of Grape Meme LP tokens. The launch of XGrape should be end of this week or possibly next week. LB also mentioned that you would be able to pair your XGrape and grape. After you have paired your XGrape and grape, you would be able to stake it to earn more of these LP tokens. The mechanics would be very similar to WinePress, where you stake your LPs and earn a base APR on those LPs. We worked with the guys over at XUSD to make XGrape possible. So yeah, you could say that Grape is establishing context in DeFi, and this in turn should help us greatly in future. Let's move on to the Winemaker game for a second. Like I previously mentioned, there has been no major update with the Winemaker game in the previous week, but there was one update that was shared by LB in the AMA regarding the Vintage token. He mentioned that the Vintage holders might be able to use Vintage in the Grape Casino. The games haven't been decided yet, but LB always has something under his sleeves. So let's see how that turns out for the Vintage. This should also give a much needed use case for the Vintage token. Right now, a major utility for the Vintage token is that you can stake it in the vineyard to earn wine. The pool was recently boosted and the APR is sitting at 1.2%. Now this is the pool with the highest APR and there's only $33,000 worth of Vintage sitting in it. So get your S Vintage from the Winemaker game and stake it here. Now, finally, another update was shared by LB. We are now finally using our treasury to generate yield. We have now deployed several trading bots using about $20,000 from the treasury. The yield generated from this might be shared with the wine holders. So if you haven't bought wine yet, or if you only have few wines, now might be the right time to do so. Remember, you can check the various contracts like the treasury, GrapeNode and WinePress etc. from the homepage of Grape Finance. Okay, now last but not least, we have finally moved over to a new server and the old one is almost closed. So if you're still sitting in the old server, Go to any of these channels, click on this link and join the new server. The new server was created by Blizzard, who's also our new community manager. So please congratulate Blizzard for being promoted as the community manager. Okay guys, that is it for today's video. Remember, you can help Grape Finance by subscribing to this channel and liking this video. Thank you for tuning in. See you in the next video.